and welcome to Chai and Chat with Chams. With me, we have the one and only, the Lavni King, Ashish Patil. Is to your first international podcast and one of my first few podcasts. Thank you so much for coming.
I take dance very seriously. I take it as that God has gifted this art form not to everyone. Like I waited for that moment for almost 21 years where my father will come and he just hugs me and tell me that I love you for what you're doing. And that was the moment. And that time I was like कि अगर कल मुझे मौत भी आ जाए तो भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला. No matter what people will say, this path is not easy what we have chosen. There is this line which I always say कि लोगों ने भगवान को नहीं छोड़ा, हम तो इंसान हैं.
Yeah, true.
They saw for the first time, oh, Lavni is so beautiful and it is so graceful. We thought it is an item song. Whenever I'm frustrated, whenever I'm irritated, or whenever I feel that I'm betrayed by somebody, I just dance it out.
Yeah.
What is your purpose? Why are you born? If you understand that, nobody can stop you.
Like, how did you hold on to it when everything else felt very heavy?
Music and dance is something which is very much connected to God. If you're doing that and if you want to go on that path, please do that no matter what stops you. You just keep going because one day you will be an inspiration to a lot of people.
When people look back 20 years from now, what do they want to say about you as a person?
जब मेरे जाने के बाद शायद बोले कि आशीष जैसा लावनी किंग कोई ना होगा.
Check. Are we ready? Let's go then. Hello, my name is Zain Chams and welcome to Chai and Chat with Chams. With me, we have the one and only, the Lavni King, Ashish Patil. Ladies and gentlemen, someone who symbolizes grace, expression, resilience, and someone who goes out to achieve everything that you dream of. So, welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for having me on this platform, and I guess it's an honor to be here because it's one of my first international podcasts I'm doing, like overseas podcast out of India. And thank you so much for having me on this platform and giving such a nice introduction for who I am. I guess I think there is more I have to do in my life, but still, thank you so much.
Oh, no. I must say, like I said earlier before we started, watching all these interviews and podcasts of yours, not only was I inspired from all the amazing work you've done, working with, Mr. Bansali and also achieving a lot of the dreams which you very beautifully mentioned, how you manifested them to achieve so much working with international artists and now doing a lot more international tours and teaching dance and things. It's, the amount you've achieved and still, the humbleness you walk with. It really is very inspiring. And like I said, I feel like I know you already. So thank you so much for coming. So at Chai and Chat with Chams, I'll explain a little bit.
Yeah.
The idea is that we have 3 cups of chai.
Okay.
They're all with 3 different flavors. And basically, with each flavor, we'll have 2 to 3 different types of questions, and then
Okay.
we'll change. And then the idea is chai sort of relates a lot to home, our roots, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more conversations about our roots as well.
Absolutely.
Sounds good?
Yeah, sounds good, and I'm excited about it.
No, for sure. So what I'll do is I'll pour the first cup,
Yes.
and then we'll get started.
So cheers to
Cheers to your first international podcast and one of my first few podcasts. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah, so this chai was sponsored by Chai Walli, by the way.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, and they've been very instrumental in making sure to help us as well as ensure that we give the best. So, yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, because your name also goes like that.
Yes, that's right.
Chai and Chat with Chams.
Yeah, for
Nice.
sure. One of the biggest things I saw often, which was reoccurring through a lot of your interviews and, of course, all those beautiful performances I saw, was one quote which I had read elsewhere. I think Sachin Tendulkar said it, and it really, I feel, will resonate with you. It was about your journey, and so there's a quote, and I might butcher it, but it was along the lines of, let people throw stones at you and you turn them into milestones.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Your journey has been so inspirational, from all the challenges you faced from when you were younger to then, of course, being in the industry. I'm sure you have those own challenges, and then a few words on sort of how your journey has been overall. I'm sure we'll go deeper into the questions and things, but overall.
I guess I started my journey as a dancer or like as an artist when I was 4 years old. And as they all say that your mother is your first teacher in whatever you do in your life, because she knows you 9 months before than your father, because you are 9 months in her, and she knows like what is the child actually wanting and what will be the child, like, what it will give to the world, or what it has to offer the world, or what he or she will be. So I guess your mother understands you yourself very nicely more than your father, I guess. That's why it is always said that whenever you start talking or when you start walking, it is your mother who sees that first, because she knows how it will happen.
Yeah.
And in my case, my mother saw me dancing when I was 4 years old, and that was a time, I guess, she knew somewhere or the around where that this boy is going to do something in this art field. And being from a typical middle class family in Mumbai, my father never wanted me to enter into dancing, because as we all know that those time when I started dancing, it was 90s, and um, I guess dance was not taken as a career kind of thing where it will give it will feed your stomach, or it can be your bread and butter. But I guess my mother was the only support I got throughout my journey, and still she's there with me. Of course, now my father is also a great support now. Because I'm doing a lot of stuff and achieving a lot of good name in the same field. So I guess the struggle is real, and it was not easy for me, because being a guy, I still remember I was the first boy to come on television with a classical style.
Yeah.
And as you know how in India, I still say it, even in today's world, we live in a society which is educated, but it is still illiterate.
Yes.
I guess you still need to tell them that any art form is not biased to any gender, because if you're an artist, you are an artist. Then whether you are performing a feminine form or a masculine form, like I always ask this to people, when they see some girl performing any Western style, or a very hip hop style or very tomboy style, they appreciate it so much. Ki, my God, such an energy you have, like a boy and everything. But when a male performer do something which is feminine or classical or any folk art form, why it is always categorized into oh, you dance like a girl. It is always the thing, and still it is going on right now. So I guess the struggle is still on. Every day I get up and every day I face a lot of stuff. But as I have made this one line very much, I have logged that line in my brain, that is kuch to log kahenge, logo ka kaam hai kehna.
Of course.
So you just do what you want to do, and you just try to own yourself, because I guess nobody will love you the way you do. So never expect anything from anybody. Like I always say this again and again, that I have removed this word called as expectation from my dictionary. I only try to accept the situation, the people, whatever it is, because I feel it is you who will change the way people will think about you. Or even if they don't change, are you happy with what you are doing? And apparently that is the thing I feel.
Yeah. At the start, I had a whole introduction about a lot of the achievements you've done, but one thing which I found that really was, what I could associate with you the most was how you are a symbol of resilience. No matter what came your way, you always, I think one of the best things you said was, look, like you said, people will talk. You do you.
You do you.
They're not going to pay your bills. They're not going to
I always say this. Nobody is going to come to pay your EMI.
Yes.
Or nobody is going to come and pay the bills of your parents' hospital. It is you and your family who will be always there for you.
Yeah.
No matter you say he's my best friend, she's my best friend, they're my relatives. Nobody.
Yeah.
It is only you who have to, be there for yourself, and your family will be there.
No, 100%.
I guess.
Well, I have my first question, which is a bit more lighthearted, so we divide into 3 segments, like I said. The next question I have is, so teaching Lavni, especially like we said in the traditional context, is like we said more than dance steps. Um, is there something spiritual or personal you hope they feel? Because I know that you spoke a lot about how when you're teaching dancing, you're hoping to teach, inspire them. Inspiration in terms of choreography,
Yeah.
inspiration in terms of how they should carry themselves. What is, and I know that you have a very big spiritual side to you. Any words you could explain on that?
See, I guess I, when I was a kid, of course, as I told before also, because being a boy and a classical dancer, I never had a lot of friends in my life. I never had people who will support me or, till now I can say, okay, this is my school friend or this is my college friend. Because being a boy and a classical dancer, I never had that much friend. So one thing which always, I can say was my friend or was emotionally connected to me was the spiritual power which I always feel.
Yeah.
And since I was a kid, I'm still doing this thing called as every day I give myself 20 minutes where I just meditate, where I don't take any idle name or anything. It is just my name. You
Yeah.
breathe your own name and you keep it for 4 seconds and you just breathe out. So I guess that, as I said before, that
Yeah.
the more you love yourself, nobody's going to do that. It
Yeah.
is only you who will be doing that. And spiritually, I feel whenever I perform, whenever people have seen me performing, they say that whenever you are on stage, you are not there.
Yeah.
So I feel, yes, I'm not there because for me, I take dance very seriously. I take it as that God has gifted this art form not to everyone. If He has gifted this to you, try to मतलब उसको पूजा जैसे बनाओ.
Yeah.
एंड गॉड व्हाट ही हैज गिवन उसको एक प्रसाद के रूप में अगर आप अर्पण करते हो
Yeah.
तो यू विल गेट दैट पॉजिटिविटी बैक. Like whatever reality shows I have done up till now, I have never danced for marks, what the judges will say, what the audience has to say. I was just there for that 3 minute and I've just prayed before the performance, God, please be there. And I just wish to see you once when I perform. And I feel when I'm performing, I really see at times, somebody's there watching me and blessing me. So that's how power also comes, because I guess spiritually, some or the other way, there is something which is connected to you. There is a light which is a light of hope, a light of strength, a light of what do you call, maybe a teaching or learning, whatever it is, whatever everyone call. Everyone have their different names for this light. But for me, it is a light of positivity. It is light of energy. It is light of telling me every time that what you are doing is what is the blessing not everyone gets. So take it seriously, and I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah, for sure. I think it's almost in a way you're connecting with your soul when you're performing and things. You're doing exactly what your soul wants to do. And
exactly.
I guess despite going through a lot of trials and tribulations, when you still do that, I think there's a special form of happiness. Which
And
you
that's
answer.
and that makes me very much happy. And I guess I live for my happiness.
Yeah.
Since the time I've started knowing that it is only me who will be standing for myself,
Yes.
I'm doing what makes me happy. And at times I cry when I dance, because I guess I'm so spiritually connected when I perform. And as you said rightly, that yes, it is your soul who performs.
Yeah.
Like this body is just a costume, I guess. It is your soul who has
Yeah.
to have that strong power to hold your body and to go it in a way as it wants. So I guess this is spiritually, if you're connected to something, you will be a good person also, and as well as a good artist, I guess.
No, for sure. So my next question was, you've gone from boogie woogie to many dance competitions. Often, I know you said that you don't do it for marks and things, but often getting standing ovations for
Yeah.
minutes and minutes of it. To a lot of the choreographies for movies, Bansali's film I mentioned, and touring internationally. For someone who's achieved so much, yet like you said, always reminding yourself that you're still a learner. What was the moment where you whispered to yourself, like, I've made it, or I've done well, like I'm very proud of myself? I know I've heard stories about when you got to work with people who you idolized
Yeah.
and things. Which one was the one moment where you whispered to yourself, very humbly, that I've made it, I've done well?
I think there were a lot of moments, like, at times that happened. But of course, every day I get up, it gives me a different motivation to work again. But there was this moment when, as I told you, my father was not very much sure about me being into this dance field. And on one fine reality show, so they call your parents, in India, to make this movement happen. And they call my father, and he bought this gungroos, and he presented me these gungroos, because there was a time when he threw that gungroo on my face, that you should leave the house, or either the gungroo will stay or you will stay. That was a time where I have gone. So that was a time when my father came and he just gifted those gungroos. And I was like, okay, this was the one thing, of course, apart from, as you know, I've done with a lot of artists and all of this, Sir, Bansali Sir, everything. But, to get appreciation from, like, I waited for that moment for almost 21 years, where my father will come and, he just hugs me and tell me that, I love you for what you're doing. And that was the moment. And that time I was like, कि अगर कल मुझे मौत भी आ जाए तो भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. So I guess gaining that confidence from him, that I'm sorry for what you have been through. And from hence onwards, I will support you. And that is, it gives a different kick to you, I guess.
Yes, of course. And I think especially with Desi parents, it's very hard. Even when I see dancers over here, that they face their own, not as, difficult, but their own trials and tribulations, between study and dance and things like that. And just having supportive parents, it makes a world of a difference.
Absolutely.
And so, honestly, how you've achieved things and you sort of prove to, the world, to those people, the naysayers, to your own father, it's honestly very inspiring.
And I guess I'm happy that people criticized me, and even my father criticized me, because I think if they would have not criticized me, I would have not made it a point to work harder on this thing. So even still, I say to a lot of people, even on social platform, when I have a lot of bad comments also on my videos, or I'm so happy that, okay, please give bad comments, because then it gives me a boost, to just like throw the lemons and I'll make नींबू शरबत. So that is, I will not throw it away. मैं उसका नींबू शरबत बना के पी जाऊंगा. Just like that.
That's why every time I watch an interview to understand you, I kept on going back to that quote of Sachin, which is, you throw stones, I'll turn them into milestones.
Milestones, or I'll make a empire out of it. I might make a kingdom out of it. With the walls, good walls.
And you've done well with that. Do you remember the moment Lavni went from being a style you admired to like an identity you carry?
The dance realities only, I guess, because I was auditioning for a lot of dance reality shows, and apparently initially they used to not take any classical dancers. Like, if you have seen a lot of Hindi reality shows, only Boogie Woogie was that time the competition in India, which was very famous, where we all come from. Like me, Dharmesh, Rahul Shetty, Paul, we all are from Boogie Woogie. We are product of this competition. But that was a very fair competition that time. That was the only one competition, I guess, which was judged on dance. Right now, of course, it has become acrobats and a lot of stuff. I don't want to start on that story altogether. But I guess... that is... sorry, I forgot the question. This happens with me. I'm so sorry.
Good. The identity and the legacy you carry of being Lavni King.
My God. देखो कहाँ से कहाँ जाता हूँ मैं हमेशा.
No, I love this, because then from there I also thought of questions. I was like, oh yes, these days a lot of the competitions are a lot about backstories and that sort of thing, rather than the dancing.
Less. So when I was doing realities, and then that's how, when I used to audition for all those realities, I used to do very classical Kathak oriented performances. But when I started discovering that, what is it, that one point which I'm not been selected for, I used to go till mega auditions, but I was not in top 20 or top 10 or top 5. And then somehow, because as I was always also a folk dancer, so I saw that what is that quality which the the creative people see in any dance reality shows. So apparently when I did some Lavni performances in my college time, one of some of the other, where there was a judge who was judging this competition. He saw me somewhere, and they called me for a reality audition, and they said that you incorporate this Lavni thing into your classical thing. And that's how the journey of Lavni also started, because I was doing Lavni, like I was teaching, but I was not performing. But then I thought, how will I incorporate Lavni? When I started studying about Lavni, it came to my knowledge that Kathak is mother of Lavni.
Yeah.
So whatever Kathak performers do is kind of same what Lavni performers do. Only the differences of the styling of the body, or maybe the nakhras, the nazakats is very
Yes.
different.
Yeah.
And then that's how my study started. And then one fine reality, I entered on the stage with Apsara Ali.
Yeah.
That is still there on YouTube,
Yes, I saw.
or on any social platform you can see. Me and Rutuja. So that's how they saw for the first time, oh, Lavni is so beautiful and it is so graceful. We thought it is an item song. And that's how the journey started of Lavni King. And one fine day when Geeta Kapoor, one of the fine judges we have on the reality shows, she saw and she used to always tell me that you are expression king and
Yeah.
what are your expression. And once she just said that, oh, if she's the Lavni queen, Ashish, you should label yourself as Lavni King, because you does so beautiful fusion where you don't miss the base of the style,
Yeah.
but yet you present it in such an updated version where youth will understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So of course that's a thing which started, and then Lavni King became, it became a stamp
Yeah.
on me, and somehow of course it's a responsibility also, because it's a
Yeah.
because when you say king, it becomes something which is bigger. But then, of course, with that responsibility, as they say that the king has to stay humble also and kind also whenever they're doing whatever they can.
Yeah.
So I have tried to be kind and humble as much as I do what I do, and I still feel that there is so much to do, and I have still not done in Lavni, because there are a lot of things to explore.
Well, yeah, like the legacy which you carry as a Lavni King, you've been imparting it to a lot. I know a lot of, like you said, a lot of the competitions and a lot of these reality TV shows, they were not really giving that importance to a lot of classical dancing. I'm not sure what your thoughts are now, but like, I'm assuming things are changing slowly.
Yeah, they are changing. Like these days, you see a lot of Indian classical dancers
Yeah.
are being taken till the finale also. And I was there on a lot of shows in a lot of finales till the finals. Of course, there is a lot of things which, there are permutation combinations in the reality shows, as
Yeah.
everyone knows
Yeah.
how realities are real. So, how much they are real. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that is the different thing. That's a different
Yeah,
topic
that's
to
a different
talk.
topic.
But I guess a reality show always gives you a platform to showcase who you are. It always gives you a platform where you can actually come and show that, okay, this is something which is still there. Like as I said before, right now it has become very acrobatics, or like what I see in a circus, or what I
Yeah,
see in
stunts,
gymnast.
yeah.
But is that really a dance? For me, sorry to no offense to anybody, I'm so sorry. But when I say I'm an Indian dancer, when I say I come from India, for me, dancing on the floor with your feet on the floor is what I call as dance. Like if you have guts, try and dance for 3 to 4 minutes on the floor without any property, without any something hanging from the top.
Yeah.
But that I guess see in the circus also.
Yeah.
So right now the definition of dance has changed so much that the youngsters who are coming in, they feel that if you do 2 stunts, or if you do a split, or if you do somersault or whatever, you are a
Yeah.
great dancer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
I
I
don't
agree.
know.
Yeah, I know that. I very much agree. I think a lot of times, even when I'm seeing dances and stuff, people show more wows when someone does a flip rather than someone
But
who's.
what is the beauty of Indian dancing? I tell you, let people do wow for this, the splits and the jumps.
Yeah.
But I made it a point that we made it a point rather when we were performing, that even when you stand and you just move your shoulder and your eyebrow,
Yeah.
in an expression, that becomes a wow for us.
Yeah.
That is what I come from a legacy. Like I follow Sarojji a lot.
Yes.
I have seen Madhuri a lot. So I guess I come from that family where I think dance is all about your expression. Dance is all about what goes here, then it comes to your body.
Yeah.
I feel that's
Yes.
that's how it goes.
Coming from the expression king himself. So, you're a man mastering an art form traditionally performed by women, like you said.
Yeah.
So, what was? I know you mentioned briefly about the the back and forth you had with your father and things, and then also in school. You also a lot of times have briefly touched on how much school and that sort of, when you're growing up, how much pushback you got from friends and things like that. I know that a lot of listeners, a lot of dancers in Australia, they're first generation and things, they also receive a lot of pushback or bullying and things like that. I was wanting to get more of a message from you, who's faced obviously a lot from your from childhood and things, what would you be giving in advice to those who are facing pushback now, a lot of bullying and things?
Yeah, I guess the message which I would like to give to the youngsters, or specifically the male dancers, who are into dancing and have adopted something called as classical or a feminine art form of choreography, apparently. So a lot of bullying still happens, on social platform. So it has become a hatred right now. It
Yeah.
has, people have committed suicide because of this thing. Like you are taunting so much somebody that somebody's ready to end themselves. We have seen so much news right now in the
Yes.
market in India also,
Yeah.
and the message to tell them is that no matter what people will say, see, this path is not easy what we have chosen, and there's this line which I always say कि लोगों ने भगवान को नहीं छोड़ा, हम तो इंसान हैं.
Yeah, true. Very true.
People are still keeping name to different type of gods also, and we are to human beings. How how are you going to compete with this? So it's better that, as we said before, is this thing making you happy? Are you living what you want to live your life, through this? Because again, these are the people who are not going to come and pay your EMIs or
Yeah.
your bills. That
Yes.
is that you
Very
have to
true.
fit this line on your mind.
Yeah.
Nobody's coming. So apparently, what you do, you own yourself, you love yourself. Try to be a bit patient, because right now I see in this youth, they are impatient. There are a lot of impatience. They just want something which is very quick. No, agar
Yeah.
ye nahi hua hai to, I am not doing this. No, try to be patient. Try to be passionate about what you do, because I feel I always say the three P's goes in line, like passion, perfection, and patience. So patience towards your passion and perfection towards your passion will make you achieve your goal.
Beautiful. I love
So
that.
three P's, I guess, you should adopt in your life. And as I said, you have to stand for yourself and try to take smaller steps. There are lifts available. You can just enter a lift and you can get a fame.
Yeah.
But always remember that the lift is being controlled by somebody else.
Yeah.
If it stops, it will bang down like this. But if you are climbing the steps, you might fall, but still you know how to get up and again climb that step. So sometime it will take time to reach what you want, but don't lose hope.
Yeah.
Because again, I follow this line कि hope पे दुनिया कायम है.
Yeah.
If you have hope, everything is possible. And again, hope leads to manifestation, I guess. Because when you're hoping for something, you actually manifest it कि oh, I want this.
Yeah.
एंड देन अगेन शाहरुख खान का डायलॉग जो हमेशा बचपन से क्या उसके पहले से मुझे याद है कि अगर तुम किसी चीज़ को दिल से चाहो तो पूरी कायनात तुम्हें उसे मिलाने में जुट जाती है, एंड दैट इज सो ट्रू.
Very true. Very true. It's. I mean, I'm a big Shah Rukh Khan fan. Like I told
Oh, is
you
it?
earlier. Yes. Yeah. So,
Okay, then you must be knowing all his
Yeah.
dialogue.
Yeah. For sure. In fact, a lot of times whenever people ask, and I have a question actually. It wasn't.
So can you translate this dialogue for the audience?
Sure.
What I said, yeah.
So basically, it would go along the lines of, if you truly want something, the whole universe conspires for you to achieve it. So yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, I very much agree. And, a
Yeah.
lot of the youngsters in my dance team, they're always, they're a bit iffy. They're not sure and things, and so I love playing. I mean, I play a lot of Shah Rukh motivational things, but then also just different things about how you have to keep working hard. You have to be resilient.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And there is going to be a lot of push downs. But then one thing which you mentioned just now, but also I remember taking heaps of notes about, which is there's no shortcuts.
There's no shortcuts.
You have to go.
You have to go. Like, for example, if you don't go to the nursery, how will you know that you can form an alphabet or a sentence? If you don't know A, B, C, D, how you will know A for apple or B for ball? You can't directly jump to fifth standard.
Yep.
You have to go to the basics, and then when you are, climbing, you know how to frame a word,
Yeah.
how to frame sentence, why there is a full stop, why there's an inverted comma.
Yeah.
And same is with the life, I guess. At times, life will take a pause, but that doesn't mean that your chapter is over.
Yeah.
It means that it is gearing up for something more. As I don't know what you call to this bow and arrow. The more you stretch it behind,
Yeah.
the more powerful it goes. And if you have in your life, if you feel that you are depressed or things are not working out, don't feel bad. I guess God is trying to be that, bow and
Yeah.
arrow thing. Remember the situation, and
Yeah.
that works.
For sure. Awesome. Well, now this one goes into the heart of Chai and Chat with Chams. So this one is a lot more.
Am I going to cry? No, right?
No, 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 no. But I mean, if you do, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of views.
No. Emotions, yeah, of course,
Yeah.
it might pop out, but yeah, right now I've become a lot of practical.
Yeah, that's fair. So in your TEDx talk, you said, love yourself because you are responsible for yourself. One thing we've been mentioning often as well right now. But was it a moment of pain or power or both which really came, that realization for you?
Both, I guess, because 70% pain and then 30% power. And that made me realize that love yourself the most, because as I said before also, that nobody's going to stand for you. You have to be there for yourself. And can you please say the line again? The love.
Love yourself because you are responsible.
Yeah, and this I say always to the youngster, that you are responsible for your own situation. You can't point at anybody at any given point and say, oh, because of this person, I am in this situation, or because of this thing, I am in this situation. It is because you have given them so much of your, your life, or you have given them the entry to hurt you, or maybe, to make you feel in a certain way, which you should not. Because apparently, these people will definitely come in your life to drag you down. A lot of people comes in your life. They come as a friend also. They come as enemy also. They come as your family members also. There are a lot of people in different categories. You can, I have faced all these three categories.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel the pain more, because at some given point there was some friends who I trusted very much, or maybe there was this family member where I spoke about my things, and there was a few of my good, neighbors who also I thought they were my good, very closed ones. But all of this have used this weakness, or maybe what do you call, वो कहते हैं ना कि आपकी नस जान लेते हैं
Yeah.
और फिर वही दबा देते हैं.
Yeah.
And that has happened with me a lot. So I guess that has given me a sense of awareness, where you need to understand different kind of people, what thought process they come with you in your life.
Yeah. I guess this is a good segue into the next question, which you were talking about. Of course, betrayal and things happens often in life. How do you normally deal with that? Are you a person who displays emotions, or are you very much a person who's, okay, I now know where they sit, move on?
Yeah, I'm a second kind of person, where because I have faced so much, I used to express so much, spontaneously, which was taken in a very different way. So meditation has helped me a lot to control my emotions. And whenever I'm frustrated, whenever I'm irritated, or whenever I feel that I'm betrayed by somebody whom I have loved, or whom I have given a lot of time, whom I have invested in,
Yeah.
I just dance it out.
Yeah.
I just dance it out. It is like all the emotions that comes, and at times when I dance it out, that's the best choreographies I have done.
Right.
I
Yeah,
feel.
it comes from
So I channelize my
Yeah.
frustration. I channelize my the anger in my creative way. That is, I have found a path for it, rather than just crying, because I feel nobody deserves your tears.
Yeah.
Especially these people, they don't deserve your tears. So don't cry for somebody who don't even think of you, who are not even there for when you wanted them.
Yeah.
So why to waste your time, rather than channelize it in some creative way where you will feel proud of yourself? Okay, I can handle this.
Yeah.
And I have tried doing that since years, and I'm still doing it, I guess.
Yeah, that's actually exactly the next question I was
Oh.
going along, which was
Okay, I'm leading to all the questions. My
yeah.
answers are leading to all the
No,
questions.
I really love it because you've often had discussions about navigating through depression and
Yeah.
judgment, and in the noise of all of that, how important of an anchor was dance? And, like, how did you hold on to it when everything else felt very heavy? In the modern day, a lot of youth, especially due to social media and how reality TV shows, everything becomes how they carry themselves. It's really easy for them to just let go and say, you know what?
I think I hold, as I said, dance was something that gave me a sense of being me, a sense of being happy. Whenever I was on that stage and I was dancing, I always felt connected to the Almighty or the Spirit, which are around, the good spirit. And whenever I was performing, I saw people changing also. You know, the people who used to humiliate me or who used to bully me, they used to clap for me. Because even I guess they saw some power when I perform. So I always knew this, that even if no matter what happens, when I'm on that stage, I'm owning it.
Yes.
You know, they say that, you know, he just not came to dance. He ruled the stage.
Yeah.
That was the line somebody used me for once when I was in a competition.
Yeah.
And it got stuck in my mind ki, oh yes, I should come each and every time on that platform to rule.
Yeah.
And to make that crowd, you know, जैसे कहते हैं ना कि राजा जब आता है तो सारी प्रजा तालियां बजाती है.
Yes, very much so.
So kind of that I always thought.
Yeah. That's very similar also to, I'm going to reference Shah Rukh here, his quote that I'm not here to compete, I'm here to rule. And, you know, the Lavni King
that's the whole thing. I am not here to compete with anybody. I am who I am. I am competing with myself, and I will make my own kingdom.
Yes.
If you throw me out of your kingdom, I will make my own.
100%.
So that's what I'm doing.
For sure. I would like to go to a question similar to what we asked before about youth, but a young boy in a village, if you were to talk to him, and he feels drawn to Lavni, but fears, you know, being ridiculed and things. When you look in the mirror now and with all that you've lived through, what would you say to that younger boy who's, you know, in that state of mind?
Wow, nice question. I would say to that younger boy that it's going to be difficult. People will pull you down. You stay strong because you are born for a purpose. You are born to spread happiness, to spread the art which is very near to God. Music and dance is something which is very much connected to God. So if you're doing that and if you want to go on that path, please do that no matter what stops you. You just keep going because one day you will be an inspiration to a lot of people.
Yeah. And you have a living example here yourself. So that was very beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And I have one final question for this segment, which was, what's the legacy that Ashish Patil wants to leave behind, not just as a dancer, but as a human being? One thing where, you know, when people look back 20 years from now, what do they want to say about you as a person?
One paragraph which people should say about me whenever I am not in this world, because I think my body will be gone, but my soul will be there somewhere in somebody's body dancing still. So I guess, but they should remember me as a boy or as somebody who was loving, caring, kind, passionate, who used to find perfection in imperfection also, and has always tried to change the world in its own way, in his own way rather, and has succeeded it till his last. He was trying till his last breath, and 90% he succeeded, and they are very proud of me. And Ashish Patil will be remembered as Lavni King, and as they say now that सरोज जी जैसा कोई नहीं या माधुरी जैसा कोई नहीं, जब मेरे जाने के बाद शायद बोले कि आशीष जैसा लावनी किंग कोई ना होगा ना हुआ है ना होगा rather. So I guess that is what I feel, and moreover I would be like to be remembered as a human where you have spent this 1 hour with me, and I will be remembered as, oh, he was with so positivity. He was such a positive person, and I miss that person.
No, I must say, you know, even spending this 1 hour with you. The amount of positive inspiration I've got from here when I go out. I know that I look forward to talking to other people as well, being like, he said this and I really love this. And a lot of the positivity which you exuberate, I know that even at the workshops people get to see what you're doing around Australia and things. I guess that's the most important thing when we leave our legacy.
Yeah.
People should look back and say that this is a person who they made me feel happy, content, looked at, appreciated. And often they say, right, the people who give the most love are the people who face the most pain.
That's what was the line I just remembered when he was talking, Ki. As I know the feeling of not being loved, being hated, being ignored, I can't give the same feeling to anybody. That's why whenever I am with some people, with some or the other people, even if there are, I don't know that person, I try to speak in a way where they feel loved, they feel cared, and they feel that yes, humanity still exists.
Yeah.
Because we still live in a world where, these things are not working out in a way where I see. And to all the people out there, if you can give something to somebody, is 2 kind words, a humble hug, and some love.
Yeah.
That's what we need, I guess,
100%.
right now, rather than anything else.
Yeah. In a world of betrayal, that little bit of love, everyone remembers it. So, and I must say, I know we've only spent the last hour together, but the amount of love as well as inspiration you've given me and also my team, it means so much to us. So thank you so much for coming. And also, before you go, one final thing. You've come to Australia, so I won't let you go without learning a few Australian slang.
Okay.
Have you learned any by any chance?
No worries.
Ah, yes.
No worries is something which okay, whatever happens, no worries.
Yes.
That is there. And sorry also, I say a lot of sorry now. I still say, but and like, oh, sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. It's
okay.
like,
There's 2 more I'll teach.
Okay.
One, obviously, I'm assuming you know the good day, mate. No?
No,
okay,
I don't know.
Okay, cool. That's the most important one. So over here, instead of saying hello, it's basically everything is slang. Brisbane is brizzy.
Yeah.
And things like that. So from good day and mate is often, good morning friend is basically what it's meant to be. So good day is G apostrophe day. So,
good day.
Good day.
Good day.
Yeah. So if you say good day, mate, to anyone out in Brisbane or in Australia, they'll know exactly,
Okay, I'll use this in my workshop. Good day, mate.
Yes. And one other one is a very niche one, which is, I'm going to let you guess this one. So if I say, let's just chuck a Yui.
Let's just
chuck a Yui.
Chuck a Yui. Let's just chuck a Yui. Let's just go around?
Close. So basically when you're driving, you just say that, we need to take a U-turn. Yeah, so now on your way, on your way back, I'm sure you could say that. Let's chuck a Yui over here.
Let's chuck a Yui.
Yeah.
Let's chuck a Yui. Nice night.
Yeah, so a bit of Australian slang for you, but I do hope you enjoy Australia. I know that we still have you here in Brisbane for a couple of days.
Yes.
I hope and pray that, the Brisbane workshop be amazing and, of course, Melbourne after that.
Yep.
Anything you would like to say to your Australian fans?
Of course, I would like to say that thank you so much for you for the very first thing. Thank you so much for having me on this platform. And I know the show will rock because you have a good team. It's not just what you see, both of sitting there, a lot of people working behind here. So it's a teamwork, I guess, and everything happens with a team. It's not, they say that one finger cannot do anything, but a punch can do everything. So it's all the teamwork. And to all the friends and fans out there or people who are artists out there, just as I'm saying always, and I will always say this, that try to be true to yourself, be honest, love yourself no matter what, because nobody is going to love you the way you do. So please keep loving yourself. And once again, thank you for having me on CNC with C.
Thank you so much for coming.
CNC with C. And please like, share, subscribe, and do comments. Good. You can also have negative comments. I love them, so please do that.
We'll use that as motivation. So, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Before you go, if I could get your autograph on one of the
cups,
please.
Oh, that's the very first time I'm doing something like that.
you. Thank you so much on behalf of Chai and Chat with Chams, and I cannot wait for you to enjoy Brisbane and, of course,
Thank
come back
you.
to Australia again very soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.